What's up, guys? It's the 3rd of Feb. I'm going to do a quick weekly review, see what's going on in the markets, and then we can talk about what I'm looking at. Obviously, it seems again we've had this big gap down. Last week's gap was around 150 points. This week's gap is 350, so much bigger gap down. But we're not seeing the same reaction as last week. I'd definitely be paying attention to the 50% of this gap. We'll have to see how this profile plays out. Remember last week we had this big dump down. Monday was the low. Friday made the high even though it didn't close at the high. So I'll be watching very carefully on this Monday low. If we take this, then I would imagine, we'll take this and take some lower time frame targets. Okay, so let's start off with our weekly outlook. So I'll set this on a weekly. Show us the open, fair value gaps, and our midnight ranges. Okay, so we have our weekly high here. Weekly high, and then we have a weekly 1.2 here at 80%. 80%. The reason why that's probably quite relevant, if we take the weekly high, I'm not sure how likely that is, but if we do, that 1.2 could definitely be a strong target. Okay, we got our weekly low down here. Okay, and then our weekly 1.2. That's sitting at a 83% chance we can hit. Okay, got our midnight range. This is our opening week midnight range. Let's make that a slightly different color. Okay, let's see what we have as lower time frame targets here. So we've got this here, the 83% chance. I mean, these look kind of juicy around here, I would say. Come and hit some of those if we run short. Obviously higher time frame targets would be just that weekly high. If you look how we've opened, we've come down, we've made the wick lower, we're consolidating around the weekly open now. So I'll be keeping my options open in terms of longs or shorts, because this gap could fall very easily and we could run these highs. But based off that market profile of the Monday low, Friday high, a key determining factor for me will be if we run this Monday low. If we run this Monday low, I think the odds are extremely good. Run the weekly low, run the 1.2, maybe the 1.4 if we get really slippery. But the 1.2 is typically a safer bet to aim for. We could honestly even, let's see what the 1.1 looks like. Yeah, we're on the weekly low, 100% chance to hit the 1.1. So that's a good statistic. It's like with that gold trade last week, where I took the short off a bounce off the Monday low. The 1.2 weekly was 100% chance, so we know once we take that weekly high, these odds are extremely good to run to. Yeah, so Monday is really like our calibration day. Okay, We're going to see what happens on Monday. I'm not going to trade aggressively. I might take like small scalps. But for the most part, I want to see how Monday forms. And then on Tuesday, if we respect that Monday low, then we could kind of see this action again, just through here. And then maybe a Friday pop and take these levels. Or alternatively, Monday forms the high of the week. So this could be the Monday high. And then we spend time just going down here, knocking out these weekly levels, with the Monday high being the respected high for the week. Alright, let's switch this back to the daily. Let's see what we're looking at. Daily opens there. So technically we've ran the previous day low even though we've gapped down. So that's a bit of a tricky one. I probably, like I said, I'm not going to interact anything long term here. I might scalp a couple on the 1 minute if we're in the gap. If we start showing some downward force, then catching short into these levels will probably be pretty good. But alright, we'll see how that one plays out. Let's have a look at ES. Let's remove all our drawings. Let's have a look at the weekly here. ES is a good one to look at because you know, it moves in tandem with the NQ. So sometimes I see NQ overshooting targets whilst ES is getting close to kind of the same targets in those areas. So it is good to watch. Okay, so we have our weekly high. Oh, interesting. So we have actually run our weekly low on ES. So that kind of makes an interesting narrative for NQ, because for ES it would suggest that downside is far more likely. So after looking at ES, we might, I mean, yeah, downside does seem quite likely on ES, but we could see NASDAQ take highs and then ES retrace up into this area whilst NASDAQ gets more slippery. But based off this taking the low, I'd be more inclined to think that maybe we have some bullish action, some bearish action, sorry. Okay, obviously this is a big 4-hour fair value gap, so we bounced out of that. So we'll see what happens at open. We might start pushing through all of that. We do have some nice downside targets. A little midnight range over here. This probably has a fair bit of volume. Nice midnight range over here. And then our weekly open midnight is right here. So once again, we'll let Monday frame the rest of the week for us on that. Look at US30. US30 is looking quite weak. Okay, weekly. Actually, considering it is the start of a new month, we should probably mark these levels up. So we have a monthly high, because we did start a new month. See where our monthly low is. Monthly low is quite far away. So if you look at it from a monthly perspective, we're really just retracing into the previous month. So we can set our monthly levels here. Monthly 1.2. That's at 80%. Yeah, that's the 1.1. Okay, see how that lines up with our weekly levels. Okay, that's our weekly high. Got our weekly 1.2 here. Okay, weekly 1.4. Some interesting midnight ranges here. That one's interesting. And then we have our weekly. Oh, that can't be right. Yeah, so probably looking at more downside here on US30. But we'll see what Monday tells us. If we make a Monday high and respect it, maybe we pop up into this gap before running lower, because it's a 56% chance of retracement right where that gap is. So that gap might make a lot of sense to come into before we continue down. And that could be true of NQ as well. Let's have a look at our monthly levels quickly on NQ. Okay, so our monthly high is right there by the weekly 1.1. So that's an interesting frame. Monthly low is actually just below the weekly low. So they want to continue bullish for the rest of the month. Running that monthly low might not be the right move for that, so we'll see. I'll be watching these levels with a lot of interest to we'll see how it plays out. Obviously this price action is a bit unusual right now, but running monthly highs and lows is unusual, but obviously it's not impossible that could happen. So alright, let's have a look at gold. So the same thing on gold. We'll start on the monthly. Monthly high here, high probability of being run. Here's our monthly low. Ooh, that's far away. So obviously we had quite a bit of expansion last month. We've got a monthly 1.2 up here. That's had an 81% chance. So we know if we take this monthly high, then we'll eventually at some point reach up into there. Okay, let's check out our weekly chart. We've got our weekly midnight gap here, or midnight open. So weekly 1.2, which has a 100% chance of getting hit. So it seems like these monthlies and weeklies are quite tied in at the moment. So I probably wouldn't be messing with it at the moment. I'd like to see how we react. See what Monday does. Monday might end up just taking this. And this is technically the Monday low here. So we could see maybe this, and then push up. But I'll wait for a good setup on gold, now that I can see where all the levels are at. Bitcoin, let's have a look. So we got our monthly high. Monthly 1.2. So 86% chance. Monthly low down here. And our 1.2 is at 60%. So we've pretty much opened and just shot straight down on Bitcoin. I did still always have this level here at 85,000 that I've been talking about for the last 2 or 3 weeks. So if we take this low, then we might actually see this 85,000 get hit. At our weekly open in our midnight range. Okay, we've already taken the weekly low. We've already run quite deep into the extension of it. This is our weekly high, so we wouldn't really be expecting to see the weekly high get around. It's only 16% chance. So we could honestly more anticipate some retracement and maybe a Monday high of the week and start working our way down. So yeah, I'll probably be hands off on trading Bitcoin until I see what Monday wants to tell us. But, alright guys, that's all I got. I'll keep you updated in the Discord of any trades that I take based off these levels. Peace.